Hello. In this video, we're going to be making some delicious raspberry swirl ice cream bars. In the last couple of weeks, we've been covering some really simple recipes, one of which was the chocolate syrup. So I have that here in a squeeze bottle. We're going to be using that, and raspberry sauce, which we made in the video last week in the class, which also covered making raspberry jam. So you can make either or using that same method. And then we're using some maple syrup as our sweetener. You can use any kind of sweetener that you'd like here. And we've got Greek yogurt here. And you can use any kind of yogurt that you'd like, preferably something that has a low water content. So something like a strained yogurt, whatever works for you. Dairy, non-dairy is totally cool here. So we're going to start with our yogurt in a bowl. Add in a little bit of maple, however much you'd like, really to take away the sourness of the yogurt. But that's optional. You don't have to add in sweetener if you don't want to. There we go. And then we're going to add in a little bit of our raspberry jam. And you can either swirl this through or mix it through. That beautiful, actually raspberry sauce, but it's such a beautiful color. And depending on how much raspberry you want in there, more or less, there's a recipe in the description below. But you really can do whatever you want here. And you can taste it at this stage to see if the raspberry is enough for you, like that. And then from here, we're going to do the chocolate sauce over the top like this and do a sort of marble effect. So we're not going to mix it through, but we're just going to give it a slight move around. And then when it pours into the mold, like we did with our the just chocolate swirl ones, same technique. And this is a silicone mold, but you can use any kind of ice cream bar mold for this. And this chocolate sauce doesn't set, so it's not going to freeze solid. So you can put a little bit directly on the back if you'd like a little extra, a little bit on the face of the mold if you'd like a little bit of extra. And then just give your tray a little wiggle. And that should settle everything down. This one's a bit broken, so just add a touch more here to cover that space in. And that's it. That's as simple as these are to make. And then they don't take long to freeze, like 2 hours before you can really pop them out of the mold. I used a larger mold earlier when I made these. And when they come out, this is what they look like. Beautiful raspberry swirl bars. Really scrumpy, great flavor, really good consistency. And of course, you could mix up the jam that you're using here. You don't have to use raspberry. You could use blueberry, strawberry, any kind of berry that you like. And you're going to get fantastic results. So these videos are really to give you simple ideas, things that you can be doing at home, especially in the UK. It's really hot right now. So particularly at this time of year, these are such a great treat to have around in the freezer. So store them in an airtight container, because if you don't, they can dry out in the freezer a little bit. So airtight container, they'll keep for a good couple of months. And that's it for today's recipe. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, the full recipe is in the description below, and do feel free to ask any questions in the comment section. And I look forward to seeing you next week when we're going to be starting to do 2 different viral cookie dough barks. So next week, we're going to do the kind of original one with a bit of my take on it. And then the following week, we're doing a chocolate cherry one, which is a spin-off of that viral cookie dough that you see online. So I hope to see you then, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Bye-bye.